Chris and I spent our time in Costa Rica at the beautiful Sigomano Resort. Right across from this beautiful hillside resort is the Green Teak Wildlife Refuge, where Chris and I have spent the last couple of nights exploring and looking for animals. This is our final night in Costa Rica for this trip, so we want to make it count. We're heading out to see what kind of incredible animals we'll be able to find. We're Chris and Gabby. We're just your average couple with a passion for wildlife. Okay, or not so average. We're professional animal handlers living in South Florida. We work with dangerous animals on a daily basis. Nothing is off limits, and we never know what kind of crazy animal we're going to run into next. Join us as we explore, adventure, and travel to new and amazing places. Welcome to our wild world. So this is the hotel that we've been staying at right over here. And literally right across the street, right over there, that's where we're going. Super convenient. They offer night tours, so if anybody wants to come check it out and do a night tour, we highly recommend it. You're gonna see a lot of incredible animals.
So right now we're heading to a spot. It's a real hot spot for red-eyed tree frogs. There's tons of them there, and there's also a lot of snake species that are in the same area to feed on the red eyes. And there's other frogs as well, smoky jungles, all kinds of cool stuff. So let's go check that out.
Yeah, it's a really big spider right there.
Yeah, there might be a wandering spider in the Phoenutria genus actually. Looks like one, but it's small. It's a little thin, so I'm not even sure.
Pretty intimidating.
Oh, he's quick.
Oh, he is quick. Oh, I don't like that. All right, back to the frogs.
So take a look at these red-eyed tree frog eggs. You can see the tadpoles starting to develop in there. So what the red-eyed tree frogs will do is they'll lay their eggs on a leaf overhanging the water, just like this, and that allows the eggs to develop into fully formed tadpoles that will then wiggle their way out of the egg and drop into the water below. The advantage of doing this makes it so that they aren't eaten by aquatic predators, although there are terrestrial predators that do find them, such as the abundance of snakes here.
There's another one right over here too.
Yep.
Another little clutch.
You see them wiggling around in there?
But these guys were here 2 days ago too, and they haven't gotten eaten yet, so this may be a good spot. I think a snake's gonna have a hard time climbing up the leaf.
Yeah, so what they try to do is put them on more flimsy leaves, just like birds. You ever see a bird nest on the end of a flimsy branch? You're like, why would he build it there? That's such a horrible place. Because it's hard to get to. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh, we should build the nest in the more safe area. Well, it is structurally more safe, but more prone to predation.
Red-eyed tree frog tadpoles are helpless and defenseless inside of the egg, so they really rely on their mother to pick a really good hidden spot to lay her eggs so predators don't find them. We've been here for 30 seconds and we've already spotted
3 snakes?
3 snakes. Now, unfortunately, sometimes the mother does not pick a good spot for her eggs, and they are eaten. We saw multiple cat-eyed snakes congregate to this area specifically to feed on the eggs. As sad as this is for the tadpoles, the snakes have to eat too, and there is no shortage on red-eyed tree frogs. Their population is listed as least concern. We finally find our first red-eyed tree frog of the night. This iconic frog species is known for its incredible bright red eyes. To an unsuspecting predator, those red eyes are terrifying. It's a form of mimicry. Although these frogs aren't toxic, those eyes fool predators into thinking that they are. They are masters at camouflage. They spend the day sleeping on top of a leaf, blending in so predators can't see them, and then they come out at night. So we just came across our first red-eyed tree frog of the night. He's right over here. He's a small little guy, super beautiful, bright red eyes. These guys are more active at night. They'll hunt insects, they'll call for meats. This looks like it's probably a male calling for a mate. Super cool to see these guys in the wild. Super awesome.
What's up, little guy? So here's another red-eyed tree frog hanging out. This one was just calling, and then it saw us, and it just hunkered down and just tried to make itself look smaller up against the leaf right there. So really, really beautiful frog. Now, we are on the Pacific side, so on the Caribbean side, they'll have that blue on the sides. These ones don't have that since we're on the Pacific side. A lot of people are used to seeing the ones with the blue. Those are most often photographed and portrayed, but this one is a different locality. So what they'll do is they'll actually have an eyelid that comes up that has like almost like a golden mesh across it. And they'll use that where they can still see through it, but it breaks up the outline of the eye and makes them less conspicuous to predators.
So check this little beauty out.
So there's a cat-eyed snake, the Leptodyra septentrionalis. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to impress you guys. I'm saying that because a lot of these animals are very confusing and a lot of them look very similar. And the common name, cat-eyed snake, is also applied to many different kinds of snakes that have cat eyes. So that's why I'm throwing out the scientific name just for clarification. I'm not trying to, flex the geek ego over here. But they're really, really cool snakes. They're very common around the frog area here, and they'll feed on the red-eyed tree frogs, and especially their eggs. I've seen them munching down on the eggs. We just had one the other night that was doing that. So really cool snake, cruising around a little bit there. And you'll see them just resting on the leaves like this. And they'll also hunt the frogs off the leaves.
Now, do they get the name cat-eyed snakes because of the vertical pupils? Are
Yeah,
they always like that?
Yeah, so they do have elliptical pupils, which comes back to a common myth about snakes where people think that if a snake has elliptical pupils like a cat, that means it's venomous. That's not true at all. That's 100% myth. Do not believe that. There are many snakes with round eyes that are highly venomous, such as cobras, sea snakes, and coral snakes. Boom slings. We can literally keep going with a list like that for a while. And then there are many non-venomous snake species that do have elliptical pupils, such as pythons. Now these guys right here though, they do have a very mild venom they'll use to kill lizards, frogs, things like that.
Do they get bigger than this?
That's about an average, or above average adult for this area at least. They can get bigger than that, but that is an adult.
He's pretty calm too.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of look like, I guess, like brightly colored brown water snakes. They're really pretty. I mean, it's amazing how they just hang out literally on a leaf. Usually when you think of snakes, you think that they, like curl around vines and branches, but he's literally just hanging out on the leaf, which is pretty amazing. You can see he's using his little tail underneath to hook onto the leaf.
So I was just photographing this pair of red-eyed tree frogs that are locked up in Amplexus right now. Now you can see those, that's obvious, right? Do you see this? Check that frog out, very well camouflaged. Two totally different frog worlds going on right here in regards to coloration.
Amplexus is the mating position of frogs and toads. Here you'll see a male clasping onto the female's back. Frog eggs are fertilized by external fertilization. So as the male is on her back, the female will deposit her eggs and the male will fertilize them. She typically lays anywhere from 20 to 40 eggs. When the eggs are ready to hatch, the tadpole will start wiggling inside the egg, which breaks it open. And from there, the tadpoles will fall into the water below and live there until they undergo metamorphosis and turn into little brown froglets. We were lucky enough to find 7 adult red-eyed tree frogs on our final night, as well as the tree frog eggs and a few snakes. So I just spotted a red-eyed tree frog. He's right over here. He's really pretty. Hi, bud. What a beautiful species. Seeing these guys in the wild really makes you feel bad for the tree frogs that people catch from the wild and keep as pets. And it definitely made me realize I never want to be a part of that, and I want to encourage people to go to captive breeders instead of buying wild caught animals. We had such a great last night in Costa Rica, and I honestly cannot wait to go back. For more animal content, make sure you check out both of our Instagram accounts. And also make sure you like this video, leave us a comment, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss one of our weekly episodes. If there's something specific you want to see us do or learn about, let us know in the comments below and we'll do our best to make it happen. Thanks for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you guys real soon.